This video costs you nothing but way less than 10 minutes, but it will make you one of the smartest people in the room. Today, I'm breaking down the Roblox economy, how kids are making millions in virtual real estate. If this shifts your perspective, please like and subscribe. That's exactly why BRAINELM Lab's channel exists.
All right, so let's get right into it. When you think of Roblox, what comes to mind? Probably just a game for kids, right? Well, the reality is, it's so much more than that. We're actually talking about this massive, sprawling digital economy. Think of it like a virtual nation, one that has its own currency, its own jobs, and get this, it's on a scale that actually rivals some real-world countries.
And we're not talking about play money here. This number, $624 million, that's how much real-world cash creators on the platform earned in 2022, just 1 year. This is the actual payout going straight to the people who are building these incredible virtual worlds for everyone else to enjoy.
So to really wrap your head around an economy this big, you have to look at its population. Every single day, 66 million people from 180 countries log in. Think about that. That's not just a user base, it's more like a citizenship. It's a daily active population that makes this virtual nation one of the most visited places on the entire planet, digital or otherwise.
Okay, so the main takeaway here is that the economic activity is just massive. In fact, Roblox itself talks about it using a term we all know from the real world, gross domestic product, or GDP. And when you measure it that way, this virtual world's economy is already as big as some actual countries. It's pretty wild.
So you're probably wondering, how does this all actually work? I mean, how does pocket money spent in a game actually become a real paycheck for a developer who could be, a teenager working from their bedroom? Well, the system is surprisingly simple and direct.
Well, at the very heart of this whole thing is the platform's official currency, and it's called Robux. You can think of it as the lifeblood of this entire economy. It's simple. Players buy Robux with real money, and then they use that Robux for literally every transaction inside the Roblox universe. Doesn't matter if it's a new hat for their avatar or a special power-up in a game, it all runs on Robux.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. It's a really simple 4-step loop. So step 1, players buy Robux with real money, like dollars. Step 2, they spend that Robux on items and experiences that creators have made. Step 3, the creators in turn earn that Robux. And then the final step, and this is the magic part, through a program called DevX, they can exchange that Robux back into actual US dollars. It's a complete economic circle.
Okay, now this is really interesting because it shows us exactly where the money goes. So let's say a player spends $1 inside a game. Where does that dollar actually end up? Well, according to Roblox, about 29 cents goes straight to the developer. The biggest chunk, 47 cents, goes to cover all the platform costs. Keeping the servers running, support, moderation, the whole shebang. And that last 24 cents, that goes back to Roblox for their own operations and to invest in the future of the platform.
So we've seen how the money moves around. Now let's talk about the people who are actually making that money and how this is turning into real, legitimate careers. We're really looking at a brand new class of entrepreneurs here, people who are building entire businesses inside this virtual world.
And the numbers, they're just staggering. I mean, get this. In 2022, the top 10 creators on Roblox earned an average of $23 million each. But what's really cool is that it's not just a winner-take-all situation. If you look at the top 500 creators, they all earned over $140,000. And even if you go all the way down to the 1,000th top creator, they still made $55,000. That's a real full-time salary for many people.
And it doesn't stop with just individual income. This quote from Roblox is so important because it points to a ripple effect. These creators aren't just earning money for themselves, they're becoming employers. They're taking their virtual profits and using that money to hire real people, building actual development teams, some of them with dozens of employees.
All right, so if you're thinking, wow, I want a piece of that, what's the secret sauce? What do you actually have to do to succeed? Well, you might think the answer is to just build a huge world that can hold tons of players, but the actual data, it tells a much different and frankly, a much more interesting story.
And we know this isn't just guesswork. It's backed by actual academic research. For example, a study from D-Lab at the University of Warsaw dove deep into the data. They analyzed thousands of different Roblox experiences to figure out what really drives popularity and keeps players coming back.
And what they found really busts some common myths. So what turned out to be less important than you'd think? Stuff like how many players can be on a server at once, or whether you can carry items between different worlds. But what was absolutely crucial for growth? 3 things. Frequent updates to the game, giving players in-game rewards or achievements, they call them badges, and of course having good in-game items and passes that people want to buy.
So, when you boil it all down, the research basically gives us a simple playbook for any aspiring creator. First, you've got to keep your experience fresh with consistent updates. Second, you need to give players a reason to keep playing, like a system of achievements or badges. And third, you have to offer things to buy in the game, like game passes, that make the experience even better.
Okay, so this economy is already huge, right? But for Roblox, this is just the beginning. They're already hard at work building new tools that are designed to make it even easier for people to become creators and to expand how much they can earn. So let's take a quick look at what's in their toolkit. They're already rolling out things like UGC Limiteds, which is cool because it lets creators make rare items and actually earn money every time that item is resold. Soon, they're going to open up the marketplace so that any verified user can create and sell avatar items, not just a select group. And looking even further ahead, they're working on tools that will let you create things from inside a game and even exploring subscriptions, which would give creators a steady, recurring income.
And this quote, this one really says it all. It perfectly captures just how big their ambition is. They don't think of themselves as just a gaming platform. They see Roblox as the foundation for whole new careers, new industries, and new ways of doing business that we haven't even thought of yet.
If this helped you think clearly about the Roblox economy, how kids are making millions in virtual real estate, please like and subscribe. The next video covers what most people still don't see.